r/AskReddit. People who grew up poor, what did you used to think was normal?
For my school spirit week, they had a thrift shop day, where most everyone dressed in old ratty clothes, or the weirdest stuff they could find in a thrift shop. Needless to say, as someone whose clothes were 80% secondhand, it was an eye-opener.
A bit shoddy of the school to have a day like that.
You know what's shoddy for school to have? Secret Santa with a $20 limit. I myself never received a $20 value gift at Christmas when I was a kid from my parents. So imagine me asking my parents for a $20 gift for a stranger. So they gave me a used cassette tape called Country Christmas for my Secret Santa. The cassette tape was free. They were handing them out at a store. Needless to say, she was very unhappy and in tears. The next day, the girl broke the tape in my face and threw it on the floor. I felt like shoot, but had to be a man, and just laugh at her, and pretend I ruined her Christmas on purpose, and that it was all a prank. God, I hate Secret Santa.
I feel this in my heart. Not only was my dad, single parent, broke, but I also seemed to be rather inconvenient for him. I spent 75% of my childhood at relatives' homes when he was working late or too tired to come get me. Anyways, on one of these occasions, it was a Secret Santa the next day. We didn't have the money for Secret Santa, so his solution was to give them one of my toys. I had to tell him over the phone which of my toys to pick out and to give away. I told him to bring a Beanie Baby and told him specifically which one. He didn't listen and instead brought my favorite one, which was also my favorite toy because I had saved my own money to buy. He was the cute little brown monkey. I had to wrap it up and give it to another girl in class. She was thrilled and kept thanking me while I tried not to burst into tears. It still hurts. Update: totally just bought one on eBay. Bongo should be on his way in a few days.
I was totally shocked when I learned that some people go out to eat more than once a year. Also when I learned there are people who don't skip meals.
I was shocked to find out people eat out on a regular day. Like not anyone's birthday or any other celebration. I remember being so happy when my mom rewarded me with fast food fried chicken meal for school achievements in elementary school. When I was in undergraduate, my sister told me my mom would skimp on their meals just to buy me those.
Eating out was for rich people only. Now here I am on an average salary. Young me was poor AF.
Everyone in the house going into the kitchen to see what groceries were brought home and being so excited as if it was Christmas. Also, now that my family is doing a lot better than when I was growing up, we find ourselves hoarding food, stocking up on canned goods, buying things in bulk on sale, as if we are waiting for those rainy days to hit again. Does anyone else experience this?
Oh my God, yes. Getting groceries was the highlight of my month. The warmth and safety I would feel seeing the bags under the kitchen light in the evening. I doubt I'll ever forget. And yeah, now that I'm living with my fiancé, we have to keep food stocked up or I feel like we'll never have enough to maintain our health ever again. I get truly paranoid.
As a kid, I didn't know there were multiple settings on a water heater. I assumed everybody had to wait an hour or so after somebody uses the shower to get some hot water going. I am embarrassed to admit that I recently found out about continuous flow of hot water 5 years ago. I was 25. I spent the weekend at my then future in-law's house. The conversation went something like this. Fiancé: I'm going to shower before dinner. Me: but your brother just got out 5 minutes ago. Fiancé explains how they never run out of hot water. My mind was blown.
In my house, showering was a well-planned event for exactly this reason.
Here it's a ducking free for all.
Going on vacation to the local hotel in our hometown. We got to play in the pool and order delivery pizza, a rare treat, and we always had a blast.
I loved these vacations. They were the highlight of my childhood in many ways. Pepperoni pizza and bottle Coke never tasted so good as when you had been swimming for 4 hours straight. The combo of pizza plus hotel plus pool chlorine smell brings me back.
I never saw my parents because they worked so much. When I was in elementary school, We lived in an apartment above the bar they owned. My time with them was spent working in the kitchen, doing homework at the bar, and then walking upstairs to put myself to bed. We eventually moved and I was always alone. From Wednesday morning through Saturday, I would wake and walk to school, come home, make dinner, do homework, and go to bed with no contact from an adult. This continued throughout secondary school. From 6th through 12th grade, I was so incredibly lonely. But it was normal for me. I can't imagine how my world would have been different if they didn't need to work so much to scrape by.
How do you think this impacted you now that you're grown up? Are you close with your parents now?
I think this has impacted me quite a bit as an adult. I feel rather invisible as a person. With the exception of my children, I can confidently say that if I disappeared, it would impact no one. I also overcompensate with my kids, spending a ton of time with them and getting extremely nervous when I can't be there for them. Holidays are odd, as I have few traditions. My parents are divorced now. My mom remarried a wealthy man, and my elderly father works at a fast food restaurant. Even though he's past traditional retirement age, we live in different parts of the country, and I talk to my mom once a week and my dad twice a week. So, not close, but not distant, although they were not the best parents. They are good people, and I know they tried their best.
Never traveling out of the country or state. Kids always talked about where they traveled, like during break, summer vacation for example.
I think it was a grade 6 project in September and we had to draw maps to geographic locations where we went that summer. My map was just of the town and going to the grocery store and church and stuff. Hopefully it made my teacher rethink that project for the future.
I remember going to university and my friends would complain about how their parents were forcing them to go to Cuba or Aruba on a family vacation. Hell, even down to Florida or to see the Grand Canyon. I was always shook. Like, wait, people want to pay for you to experience things and it's a problem? I always got depressed listening to it.
Growing up, whenever winter came, we used to pull all of the blankets out of the closet and bundle up at night. We didn't have working heat and most nights it would go way below freezing. I always looked forward to it though and would love getting gathered up in a million blankets and sit next to the space heater. I also shared a small room with both my sisters and slept on one twin bed with them. My brothers did the same in the room across from us.
Only having lunch at school. Like, that being the only meal of the day. I learned when I was like 10. Then I started saving my food and bringing it home so my brother and sister could eat.
Oh man, this just hurt my heart. You are such a good sibling. Hope you and your family are in a better place now.
Thanks, mate. Yes. Much better and far less food insecure. Was hard as a kid. But made me a better person now.
That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please help the channel by smashing the like button and subscribing for more daily content.